welcome to the final day of racing for the Ocean Race Europe in Italy, Genoa. And if you've been following all the drama today, you will know that, well, we've been in a bit of a long postponement. These two boats here are going to be in a fight with that team. Merpori Foundation on the left, AkzoNobel Ocean Racing on the right. Sailing Poland trying to find room at the Kamibo end, but there was no room to be had for Bauer Becking, the veteran of the Ocean Race. Germany start this one with Lingtao and Bureau Valet on their breeze. They're going to have a little bit of a hard time to try and punch out. No one turning around just yet, and by looking at the flags, it looks like it was a clean start. Bureau Valet just sneaking in at the committee boat in. That would have been very tight. The moment for those leaders right now, the breeze is pretty much in line with that next mark. It's coming in at around about 170, which is the bearing to the next mark. See how close they are as 11th Hour Racing Team go round the mark. Lingtao go round as well, and what do they do here? So the crucial thing will be what that angle is going to be like from this mark, whether it's going to fit into that power angle on the masthead Code Zero. And in fact, as we say that, look at that, Sally, new sail coming out of their hatch. Merpori Foundation Racing Team about to come across the finish line. It so nearly went the way of Sailing Poland, but the Portuguese take it. Johan Rashom and Merpori Foundation Racing Team cross the finish line.
Yeah! Ah! You're good, huh? Job done, mission accomplished. Oh, that was incredible. I think we love to make things hard for ourselves. But it was amazing and beautiful project. Absolutely loved it, loved the crew. Very proud of everything they did, everything we did. And yeah, happy for the Merpori Foundation.
Very, very, very tight finish, but a really good finish here for Sailing Poland. That's a strong performance. Now the finish line for 11th Hour Racing Team. Behind them, but the big question is what's happening behind them with Offshore Team Germany. So 11th Hour Racing Team coming into the finish, sailing clear now. They are going to sail through the line first, linked out to windward. They can't affect them anymore. They desperately tried to take the breeze. All that Offshore Team Germany need to do now is bear away, sail through that line, and what a finish. Offshore Team Germany narrowly, by the thinnest of margins, hold on to what all their hard work has given them. They win the Ocean Race Europe in spectacular fashion.
It has been probably one of the nicest events since a long time. I mean, I prepared that for 4 or 5 years probably, and it's a lot of work, and I'm so happy that that we managed so well. I'm super happy.
The start of the Ocean Race Europe.
I'm Nabiha Iqbal, DJ, producer and Londoner. I love so many different types of music, and I think the music that you associate with a long drive, there's something quite special about it. I think there's a really particular feeling that comes with driving around London or maybe any big city at night. It's kind of quiet but lit up with all these amazing, beautiful, colourful lights. If I had to think about how I'd want to soundtrack it, it really just depends on how I'm feeling. So I might be in the mood to listen to some jazz, something quite euphoric, but then also it might be cool to listen to music by people who I knew have walked in those streets. Really loved Jimi Hendrix, and he was living in London for quite a while, right in the centre, and I like to listen to his tunes and think about him actually making that music whilst living in the city, and all the inspiration that he must have soaked up from the streets that I'm now walking on. Sometimes you can feel inspired by something you read, maybe something you hear, a bit of conversation or certain sounds in the city, or just ideas that I'm thinking about. Or maybe it's just me kind of messing around on the guitar or at the piano and coming up with some new chords, and yet you just kind of have to get in the studio and coax it out. I definitely have a sense of nostalgia when I think about like the places that I used to hang out when I was growing up as a teenager and during uni. It's just part of life and part of history that things change. Even though like those special places might not exist anymore, there's always other ones cropping up all the time, and there's always new experiences to add to the old ones. Driving around London can feel really chaotic, but there is a sense of having a small bubble of calm really when I'm sitting there in my own car and you've got your music on. You're in the chaos, but you're also kind of removed from it, and that's quite a nice place to be. One thing which I really appreciate about being in a city like London is the fact that you can live here your whole life, but then you can still see something new every day. It's a beautiful thing.
The Stillhouse Unbreakable Top 5. Let's look at the top 5 moments of today. Day number 6 here at the U.S. Open. We're going to start out with Betty Lou Sakura Johnson, Pete.
Yeah, well, this is the heat we got to see. This was the highlight heat of the quarterfinals this morning, and this wave specifically was the one I was talking about. Just a beautiful snap, and then straight into another one, and just so aggressive in that final closeout move. That's why that went up to the 8-point range, especially with that low tide this morning. Very vertical face, very hard to find multiple sections.
Shannon, when we got into the Duct Tape Invitational, there was a little bit of carnage this morning as well.
First 2 heats of the event, we had 2 broken boards. Jules broke his into the sand. Nose went straight into the sand and just snapped it off with that white water. That was a bummer because it was a borrowed board from Tosh Tudor. It wasn't even his own board. And then he had to paddle out on another borrowed board. And then this from Victoria Vergara. Now, it looked like it snapped on the pier from what we saw earlier today, but chatting to her, she felt it snap in her hand doing that turtle roll because the wave broke straight on top.
Wow, that's crazy.
Harrison Roach, he's got style for days. He's number 3.
Yeah, and that's this was one of the highlights of that first round because this guy has been putting it together, all year, all for the last decade. So it's good to see, and just so smooth. Look at the tide, though. This is a little bit later in the afternoon, and it definitely made for some great surfing.
There's a reason he's number 1 in the world.
Oh, yeah, and you can see why. Just smooth, connecting the dots, and that's just some shadows of things to come. Shannon, Rachel Tilley ended the day with a bang and put on a show out here.
Oh, highest heat total. Found herself a high 6 for her opening ride, which was just an absolute gem in the rough. Had a nice little soul arch, bottom turn there, finished off in a challenging section as well, and then backed it up with an 8. Great wave selection, as you said, Pete. Just found that momentum, put herself in the right position, had that kind of calm mentality about it. And I love to look at that ride, met the criteria perfectly, found an excellent hang 10 through that inside section, and then went for it on the finish. She got an 8 without even finishing off the wave because the rest of it was so good.
There you go. And the number 1, Justin Quintal. Quinny continues to dominate at the Huntington Beach Pier. Peter?
I like to think that a lot of the reason his success here at Huntington Beach is the fact that he grew up on the East Coast and beach breaks, and I think he's just so quick because you've had to be, you've forced to be, and it's just understandable that he has it at the comfort level, that he comes here to Huntington Beach, he's got that winning feeling, and he brings it to the table every time he comes to this Duct Tape Invitational. Fun to watch, you know, I'm sure, and he's such a sweetheart. He's just a great guy.
Yeah, he sure is. And look at this. This is the mastery of weaving through the pilings. These are some dangerous lines that he's able in some troubled water, but no problem for Justin Quintal.
Moments like that, you can really tell that a board looks perfect under someone's feet, and what a way to kick things off for the reigning champ, the returning champion of the Vans US Open, the Duct Tape Invitational here.
Hi, I'm Dan Nicol from Dan Really Likes Wine. My Pick and Pay Wine of the Week this week is a rather nostalgic affair because this is a wine I first drank in my student days. I used a rather large sum of what should have been money set aside for buying textbooks at university to buy a case of the La Motte Millennium, and I never regretted it. It drank beautifully then, it aged over the next few years. I kept it remarkably long for a student, and I've had a very soft spot for it ever since. It is a Merlot Cabernet Franc blend from an estate that's got great heritage in that Franschhoek area. They make some terrific wine, and this is a beautiful combination of that smooth Merlot with that slightly more intense Cabernet Franc, and the results over the years have made this a consistent favorite in the red blend category. So it's a terrific wine. It's a wine that normally costs 100 Rand, which I think is already really good value, but for now, if you're a member of the Pick and Pay Wine Club, you'll get it down to just 80 Rand a bottle. That's a wonderful discount on an exceptional bottle of wine. It's not the only discount you get, though. If you throw forward to the 26th of September and you're in Johannesburg, the Good Food Studio that Pick and Pay has up just off William Nicol, you'll get 100 Rand off an incredibly special winemakers dinner with the team from Warwick as they present their award-winning range of wines, along with the winemaker talking you through just what makes them quite so special, plus a fantastic meal from the Pick and Pay chefs. So 26th of September, 100 Rand off if you go to that wine dinner. First come, first served, so get on to the website very quickly and use Wine Club as your discount voucher. But also head into Pick and Pay and look out for the La Motte Millennium down from 100 Rand to 80 Rand if you're a member of the Pick and Pay Wine Club.
Everyone, and welcome to Dallas, to our first live writing summit outside of Switzerland since fall 2019. Can you believe it has been that long? And for this special return edition, that means exploring the incredible Super RV collection in the company of the people and the machines that make this new family of watches so unique. The formation flight looked incredibly from the ground. How difficult was it to put it together?
Formation flying always takes a lot of planning, especially when you have 4 different aircraft types and also with vintage aircraft of this nature. So we were happy to do it.
Yeah, I think, George, I think that how you guys keep the story of these legendary airplanes alive with a watch that made its own mark on aviation is just truly amazing. And plus, it's a great tool for the cockpit and a pilot's companion. So it really is living history, George.
The Super RV really takes us back to the roots of Breitling's history, the heart and core of what makes Breitling, and always has. The heritage of the Super RV goes right back to 1939 and the introduction of Breitling's first design that was dedicated to pilots and aviators, the 765 chronograph line. So in many ways, this watch's story is the story of Breitling itself.
Let's take a look at some of the design elements that define our new Super RV in detail. The highly legible dial design that incorporates 24-hour marking for the signature red-tip GMT hand, as well as a seamlessly integrated date window. Next, we have the oversized crown and coin edge bezel. And now perhaps my favorite detail of all, the engraved sapphire caseback commemorating each of the incredible aircraft that the new Super RV designs are dedicated to. Finally, vintage calfskin straps recreated with this authentic pilot stitch design for extra strength and durability, as well giving you that all-important hand finish feel.
Welcome, George, to our brand new 47,000 square foot Henry V. Tippie National Aviation Education Center. So we've got young people of all ages, and we're hoping to impact thousands all across the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So we believe that the aircraft and the history is such a great tool to bridge the past into the future. We also believe that education starts at the moment of inspiration. And there's no doubt that you can't be a young person and walk out and see these watches or see these aircraft and be absolutely inspired. Young people's eyes just light up and you realize that they are at the moment where they've been inspired. And they're going to learn and they're going to see that there are opportunities. There are going to be skills that they need to learn. And this is all the things that we teach here at the Education Center.
Thank you very much. It's an honor for us to support you.
Okay, run-up's complete.
Taxi check.
Brakes, flight instruments, checked and set.
All right, we'll take off.
Remember, this is just the beginning.
The Kalahari's got its own draw. It's vast and it's forever. You've just got to get into those sand dunes on your own, and there you're going to find a lot of solitude. It can seem like a place of massive emptiness, but you suddenly find 5, 6 different animal tracks right there. There's this huge amount of life, and when I'm on a filming project, I really like to try and live like the animals do so that I can experience the hardships that they're going through. I want to see wildlife in a totally different context. And that's really, I suppose, what draws me to the Kalahari. It's the vastness and the openness. I really enjoy being able to see these massive distances. Those are great images and things that stick with you.
August 7th, 1998. Bombs explode minutes apart outside the U.S. embassies in the East African nations of Kenya and Tanzania. The blasts kill more than 200 people, including a dozen Americans, and injure thousands more. Osama bin Laden's al-Qaeda terror network is blamed for the bombings 3 years before the September 11th attacks. 1964, in Washington, a fateful moment during the Vietnam War. As Congress passes the Tonkin Gulf Resolution, the overwhelming vote gives President Lyndon Johnson broad powers to escalate America's involvement in the war. 1942, during World War II, U.S. and Allied forces land at Guadalcanal. This marks the start of the Allies' first major offensive against Japan in the Pacific. Months later, the remaining Japanese troops evacuate the island. 1947, Norwegian explorer Thor Heyerdahl and his team successfully crossed the Pacific Ocean in a balsa wood raft called Kon-Tiki. Their journey is an attempt to prove Heyerdahl's theory that ancient mariners from South America could have settled in the South Pacific. 1957.
Well, here's another nice mess you've gotten me into.
Oliver Hardy, half of the Laurel and Hardy comedy team, dies in North Hollywood, California. He was 65. 2005.
We looked very hard to see if we could find the outlines of an historical man.
In New York, ABC News anchor Peter Jennings dies after a battle with lung cancer. He was 67. And 2007, Barry Bonds hits his 756th home run, topping Hank Aaron's long-standing record. However, Bonds' accomplishment is shrouded in controversy over his alleged use of steroids. Today in history, August 7th. John Belmont, The Associated Press.
Welcome back in our studio, and in today's news,